It's been 10 episodes. Some said we wouldn't make it past 2. Matt. But today, we're getting bromantical as we look back at our first 9 episodes. The good, the bad, and the ones that weren't much to look at but have killer personalities. We'll break down our Bro-ometer highs and lows, see who's winning the favorite scene guessing game, and maybe even shed a tear or two. Happy tears, of course. So grab a tissue for your eyes, kick back, and get ready for a celebration 10 episodes in the making. This is episode 10, and it's kind of a big deal. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Real Bromance Podcast.
And welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to our 10 episodes, 10th episode
My goodness.
of the Real Bromance Podcast.
Wowie wow. 10 episodes.
Wowie zowie. 10 episodes.
Do you remember after our first one, you were like, I quit? And I was like, maybe we should try to get to 10.
That's it. Hey, we're going to give it to 10. If we're not doing it by 10, then we're just not doing it anymore. That's it.
Yeah, I think, that was it. And then by the end of the second episode, you finally had it. And that's when I said, you're going to keep going. And you did it. Good job.
I did it. There was definitely some cringeworthy moments in that first one, and just being like, oh God, we're terrible at this, but it's like we got to keep working at it. So
actually, it's funny. In preparation for this episode, I went through and listened to basically all of them. So I was getting some stats together and stuff. But the quality of the first one to not even just like us, but like the quality of the sound, and then it was just so bad. But yeah, now in 10 episodes, we've come a long way. I think we have the chemistry's there, it's shining through in pure audio format for now, and our editing and not spun stuff's gotten better. So yeah, I think we've come along.
Well, I think a lot of people just think it's, just get on there and talk in front of the mic. I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get in my head and I'm like, do I sound okay? Do I sound stupid? Like, it's, and you got to find your voice and get comfortable with it.
Yeah, you sound stupid, but you get comfortable with sounding stupid. Exactly.
Yeah, you get comfortable with sounding stupid. Exactly.
So how many, all of our wives tell us we sound awful, and friends tell us we sound awful. So just we take it as it is.
Well, listen, a lot of great actors don't watch their own films, so.
That's a good point. I know. Yeah, I can see why, especially with you. Anyway,
Yeah.
So looking back, I figured we can. First off, I wanted to go ahead and probably. Do you want to get into? I guess we can do things. We can talk about some of our. What do you think was our best episode or worst episode? If you want to do that first, do you think? Like, which episode is your favorite?
Which was my favorite episode that we've recorded so far? I mean, I think the first one was like very like nerve-wracking because it was the first episode, but one of my favorite, it's kind of a tie. I really enjoyed the Val Kilmer episode because we got to celebrate him, and we got to talk about a lot of different movies. And then of course because it's one of the favorite movies that we covered so far is I liked our Jaws episode because I love Jaws. So
yeah. You could tell in that one because you were really you were very vocal in that episode. So you could tell.
This was a bit higher pitched.
No, that was I think what do you think was like the worst? You said the worst episode was the first one. You said.
I don't think it was. It was our dive into the deep end. So I'm not saying it was worse because it was bad. It was just. I think it was the most difficult because we're figuring everything out. We're just starting. It's a movie that's very, very people know it, but it's still obscure to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know even friends and family listen to it. I don't know Big Trouble in Little China because not everyone, I don't think that's not a go-to movie for a lot of people. So, but that's why I think it was one of the, not saying it's bad in quality wise. I just think it was bad just in we were figuring everything out, and it was just tough to do for the first one. So
yeah, I think for me, I'll agree too. The first one was my least favorite, but I think it was tough because twofold. Yeah, we hadn't really done a podcast yet, so we were very structured and tried to script it a little bit, and some things came across as too scripted, other things fell apart. But I think also for me, having not seen that movie at all, I almost wish we started with a movie I had seen, just so it wouldn't be like,
Mhm.
because I feel like I'd be more comfortable talking about something I'd already seen. But that was,
Right.
I think I struggled in that one, just because I was talking about, it was fresh off the viewing, but it was one of those things where I didn't retain a lot of it because I'd only seen it once and it was just right there.
Well, that makes sense. And you know what, too, though. But sometimes it's cool to talk about like something like a movie that we haven't you haven't seen or I haven't seen, because then it's like it's opening up like the wonder of the movie and like people talking about it. And I think you tend to ask more questions because you
Yeah.
don't know. But I hear you. I know. Yeah, it's tough to talk about something you're not too familiar with. So
I think actually one of the episodes I really liked was episode 7, Bro versus Bro. I liked our we
those were
had
fun.
like
Yeah.
like the quotes we did. Yeah, you trying to pretend you had embarrassing movies you liked, and me opening up.
Well, none of them
Completely.
which were embarrassing, as you said.
Yep. I said we had one commenter say that Spice World was okay, but Mean Girls was awful. So
Yeah, they said if I said that in high school, that would have gotten get your ass kicked for saying something like that, man.
exactly. So I'm glad I got a buy for the Spice World comment, because it's true. That was it's a perfectly fine movie for a prepubescent boy. Yeah. So in going through the stats, I was going through some things. I was interesting.
Yeah.
So one of the things I wanted, the favorite scene. This was interesting for me. Who do you think is winning?
I think you are, because to be honest with you, I think I've given away too many. I think I've missed a couple of your scenes, and I think especially in the Jaws one, you got me because you caught me monologuing.
Yeah.
I was talking about the scene. I was talking about one of the scenes, and you're like, "That's it. That's the one. I see it in your eyes."
Yep.
So
So I am winning. It is 2-4. I got you by 2, which I was surprised at. 'Cause I don't remember. I remember you guessing a lot of mine, but apparently not.
no, I know it's yeah.
And so we both, there's definitely episodes where we both just didn't get. We didn't do a good job on the original Roadhouse favorite scenes, and we didn't get the Bloodsport ones either. Those were both zeros for both of us.
We both got zeros on that one. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I got you on the Sweetums First Blood and the Bromater and the new Roadhouse, and you got me on that one as well. And then Jaws had pictures because you monologued it.
You caught me monologuing.
You just did the number one. You broke the number one villain's slip up. You monologued it, and I got it. So, yeah. So we're close, but we'll keep that going, and we'll see how it does. But,
Yeah.
And the next interesting thing was the Bro-ometer scores. So, on average, who do you think is the harsher critic between you and I?
I think you're the. I think you're harsher in on the movies, I think, than I am. I think just because, I mean, I guess I should be more cynical on them, or more critical of them, I should say, because I do love movies so much, but I also love movies. So I want, it's so weird because, people, to each his own, and people have some people will say a movie is terrible. Like they'll go there, it's absolutely terrible. And other people will watch it and be like, it was fun. That was, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want people to be turned off. And a lot of people, look at the power of opinion and they're like, I'm not going to go watch this because someone said it was terrible. Like I want people to realize what they're getting into, but I also want them to go see the movie, even and make their own decision. You know what I mean?
So are you saying you inflate your scores to trick people into going?
No, I don't say.
Okay.
I'm not saying I inflate my scores. I'm a little bit easier on judging them. You know what I mean? So.
Gotcha. With that, do you remember what your lowest score was and for what movie?
My lowest score. I'm going to say my lowest score was probably for Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah. You remember what you gave it?
I don't. I think it was in the 80s.
Not just barely. That's the only one that wasn't in the 80s for you. You gave it a 78.
I gave it a 78. Wow, that's I would change that score. And you know what other score I would change? I would change the Bloodsport score. I think it was too nostalgic for me, and I gave it higher than it should be. I know a lot of people love it, and I know it's a cult classic, but I probably would have. I think I gave it in like the high 90s, and I probably would have given it I would still probably give it in the high 80s to low 90s. But I wouldn't give it as high as I think I should have. As high as I scored it.
Yeah, you scored it at 94.
Yeah, I think I would probably score it. I would either score it at like an 88 or like a 90.
That's fair. Your average for all your scores was 88. So
88,
yeah. My average was 83. So I was
you killed me. Killed me with Jaws, man. We almost ended at nine episodes after that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was believe it or not though, that was not my lowest score. Do you remember?
What was it? Really?
No. I'm looking at this. I'm actually shocked by it. But do you remember what my lowest score was?
Did you give your lowest score? To Rambo?
Yeah. Yep.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I remember the monologue at the end made it go up a few points. I think that one was the one I had a score in my head. And after talking about it, I added up to it. But that was a 75. That was my lowest score, was a 75 on that.
You know what, though? I think that's fair after watching it. I think Rambo is one of those movies where you get into it and you think it's going to be, like you said, like I think most people always assume it's going to be like that jungle like fight. And that's what they kind of made the rest of them into after the First Blood. I think it almost is very deep. And that's where I think like you're going there expecting an action movie and there is action, but then all of a sudden it turns into there's fluff and there's thought and there's a deeper meaning behind it. And it's like, okay, it kind of shocks you out of it's not action anymore. So
and I think that's going back to the score I would change. I would say that's the one I would change. I'd probably make it a little higher. I think what started to be so low was exactly that. I thought it was going to be like this jungle action movie crazy, so I wasn't expecting it to be as slow pace as it was until it picked up. I would probably these scores are set. So, but if I had to redo it, I'd probably bring it into the I'd probably like 79, 80. I'd probably is where I'd bring it. My highest was Terminator.
Terminator 2. Yeah,
that was my 97. So we both had 97s as scores. That was my 97, and yours, of course, was
Jaws.
Yeah. So that was your favorite by far. That's interesting. We're pretty
just wait till we get to Goodfellas.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be spoiler alert. I think that's gonna be triple digits.
We're gonna break the barometer on that one.
I may have to. But yeah, I think we're pretty spread through. Though I'm trying to see if we agreed on anything perfectly. Our closest scores were probably. Actually, that's funny. We weren't really close to many times. Actually, we had the same score for the new Roadhouse. We were both 82. That's the only time we were perfectly dead on. Our biggest spread was Jaws, 97, 79.
I still don't. I mean, you have to watch that movie more. I don't know. I don't know what you're watching versus what I'm watching, but
yeah, I don't know. But I think I was onto something.
That's like you and The Godfather.
I'm sorry, that movie. When I have these really crazy bouts of insomnia, I throw on The Godfather, and before the opening credits are done, I'm out. It is the most boring. I'm sure, let's put it this way, I'm sure there's a good 45 minutes to an hour of that movie being perfect, but the problem is it takes 45 minutes of an Italian wedding to get through.
Listen, I'm not saying it's perfect. It's not perfect. I know people say it's absolutely perfect. I know mobsters actually went and saw that movie, and that was a big deal for them. Like they were cheering because it showed their life back when it first came out. There's actually a lot. It was the only reason why it was made, because of the mob, anyways. But I know that there's a lot. I know there's a lot of fluff in there too.
Yeah.
But just some of the performances, Brando, Pacino, there's just a lot of great scenes. It's a cult classic. I mean, I get it. It's not a sit down and watch it every day type movie, but it's one of the all time greats. So
how long? It's almost a 3-hour movie, right?
Right, because back in the day, for those kids that know it, the VHS tape was 2 VHS tapes. So
VHS tape?
Yes. Yeah,
Is that
VHS tape. You can't stream that.
can you?
stream
Is
it
it like
back in our day.
sticky tape?
No, it's a
Oh.
big box, a big plastic box.
You know what's funny? What does VHS stand for? I used to know it.
Oh yeah, it's
something. It's wasn't
high.
necessarily. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like one of
Hi-fi
those.
system,
It's
video
not
hi-fi system.
hi-fi system or something like that.
I have to look into that. But yeah, no. So 'cause I was gonna say that would be like we should do an episode around that movie then, where we'll make a game out of it. We'll keep track of how many times you have to hit me in the face to keep me awake, and we'll tally it up at the end. We can have viewers like
With the cannoli.
guess.
I
Yeah,
have to hit you in the face with the cannoli.
I'll take any kind of Italian accoutrement. I mean, I'll do
Yeah.
even if it's a manicotti.
But that's where that line's from. Leave the gun and take the cannoli.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. There was an Italian pastry shop that had a shirt that said that.
Yeah,
I never
leave the gun,
actually
take the
get it.
cannoli. Yeah. Never talk about the family business. Like
That
there's
one I
so
know.
many. Yeah.
And nothing. It's not personal either. The
Yeah,
movie is not
yeah.
personal, just business.
It's business. Yeah, come on. When do you come on the day of my daughter's wedding?
Yeah, that one I know because everyone makes fun of that. Eventually we'll have to get to that. I don't know how we got on this tangent.
Sorry, we started to talk about boring movies. You disrespected Jaws, and I was,
I'll say this: I got through Jaws, so it's automatically better than The Godfather.
The Godfather. Yeah.
And like I said, I never saw. I know this was part of our second episode about like the better sequels, but I've always heard that Godfather 2 is better than 1.
Yeah, a lot of people do like it better than one. Because De Niro's in it. He plays like a young Vito Corleone. So they do.
Brando's character.
That's Brando's character, yeah. Because he won an Oscar for that one. So, I mean, De Niro makes everything better. My all-time favorite actor. So now he's fallen far off, but he's also in his 80s. So
actually, so speaking of him, I said I'm going to get off on a tangent, but it's okay. It's our 10th episode. We're just going to discuss. But one movie I saw this week, I don't know, maybe I saw it in the 90s, and I had a hanker to watch it. He's in it. He was awesome in it. Did you ever see the movie Wag the Dog?
To be honest with you, I watched the beginning of it and I never finished. I never sat down and watched it. I didn't pique any. I love De Niro, but that movie never piqued any interest from. But I heard it's very, very good. I heard the movie's good.
But actually, like I said, not getting political, it applies to like just a lot of how today's politics work. It's just funny. It's also something where it's a cool thing to watch because for those who don't know, the premise is the president of the United States gets caught basically doing stuff to a underage girl, and so right around the time of re-election. So to spin a news story to kind of take everyone's mind off of it and to distract people, they come up with a fake war. And they use like Hollywood producers and stuff to make it look like we're at a war with Albania, out of all countries. And what's funny about it is I'm watching this thing and it takes place at 97. And so the internet's around, but it's not super prevalent yet. And it's just funny because like that can never exist today. Like they have this, it brought back to a time when you're watching TV, and that's really all you had. It's like TV says it's true, therefore it must be true because the internet is not enough to really verify anything yet. Like not today, where you have like every live event has 6 different views in the first 5 minutes.
And somebody has a cell phone that's recording the event. Yeah.
And then there's 3 more cell phones in 4 different areas. So you can see all the sides of it. Yeah. So it's just funny like that how that movie is but De Niro was good in it. I liked him. He was just like is
that De Niro? I want to say it's Ed Norton. It's not Ed Norton, is it? Who is it? It's De Niro and who?
The main 3 are De Niro, Anne Hesh, and Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman, that's who it was.
He's great. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's funny too. Actually, there's a lot of people I didn't remember being in it. Dennis Leary's in it. I forgot he was in it.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah. He's got a decent role. Woody Harrelson's in it for like 5 minutes, but he's great. I won't go into it, but yeah, maybe we should do that episode. We'll do episode of that first too. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I had a hankering to watch it. I was just like, because when I watched it in theaters, one of my friends was like,
"Oh, did you? Okay,
yeah." I won't name names. One of my friends in high school, he was like all into those like movies that must be Oscar worthy, so he'll go see it. And I don't know if he really fully understood it at the time, or I know I didn't. So I watched it and I appreciated things. I got like the surface level humor and stuff, but I didn't really understand them.
Is this our mutual friend that's now a lawyer?
Yes.
I knew it. Okay.
Yes. But yeah, so he's the one that got me. That was a good movie. I did like it. So
Dragged us to Memento too.
I liked Memento. I'll give him.
I liked Memento too. Yeah.
He had another. Do you remember? I don't know if you saw it with me, but his other big one was Equilibrium with Christian Bale.
I did. I remember we watched it on DVD. I didn't see it. I know you went to go see it and you saw it, and it was just came out after The Matrix. And they tried to make it. Yeah, I remember that.
It was interesting. It was like The Matrix mixed with like post-apocalyptic, like Big Brother watching, like type of.
Yeah.
It's almost like The Giver, and
1983 mixed with The Matrix. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. 84. You're early.
Oh, 84. Sorry, it was my birth year. Sorry,
yeah. Your birth year was the last free year. My birth year was when Big Brother took over. But yeah, no. So those are. But yeah, he's always been like an doorway to these other movies I probably wouldn't have seen. It's funny. The same guy is also got me to South Park.
Such a eclectic taste, that young man.
I know. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about that. Said mentioned De Niro, so I was like, yeah, that was another movie we got to watch with De Niro that we both have seen. I know I haven't seen for his Heat. I want to do that episode on that soon.
Heat's a good episode. Heat's good when Pacino, De Niro, Kilmer, Trejo. Oh my God, there's so many in there. Yeah. Tom Sizemore. Yeah.
Oh wow, but God, good memory. Yeah, I want to. And so let me see. I want to go through just a couple. I have a couple things I wanted to talk about, but I want to make sure we get all the stuff we're going to do for this movie. So one of the things I wanted to bring up, since we don't have a movie in general to talk about this, recently my wife took my kids to go see a movie in a movie theater, and they saw Elio. That's the new Pixar thing. Mm-hmm. So here's my gripe: the movie tickets. So she bought 3 tickets. This was an evening, so it wasn't a matinee. So it was regular. Okay. It was a 5:00 show, so it was regular tickets. But she bought 3 tickets, a popcorn for each kid, so 2 popcorns, 2 candies, 2 sodas. So each had their own thing, and she got, I think, a water or something for herself. Mm-hmm. It came to about $90. And I, it's funny. And recently, I had taken them to another movie. I think it was Sonic 3 back over the holidays. And it was the same thing. It was like, so it got me to thinking. It's like, first off, that's like an old man, but in my day, you could $30 to get you 2 tickets.
Back in my day.
Yeah. But at what point nowadays do you find that you have to go to a theater to see a movie versus saying, screw it, I'm gonna wait till it's, it's streaming or at home? Especially, it's considering 2 things. Because one, when we were growing up, a movie in the theater took like 6 months to come out. Now,
right?
I'm shocked. Something came out last month. It's already streaming.
Minecraft.
Minecraft's one of them, and there's even something else. It was like a month time. So it's like, so at what point do you personally do you feel like you should go? Like, do you have a love to go to the movie theater anymore? And when would you?
That's an interesting question, because I was thinking about that the other day, actually, because I took my son to go see Minecraft, like when it came out. That was over April break, and it's already out.
Yeah.
Before that, we went to go see we saw Lilo and Stitch, the live action, and then my son's karate school went to go see Karate Kid Legends.
Oh, that's one thing that already came out. It's already streaming too.
Is it? I didn't even see it yet. Is it streaming already? Wow. That was before that came out. We went to go see that after Minecraft.
Yeah, I think I think that was in June that came out, or late May, early June.
Yeah. There's something still about going to the movies, but once again, I'm going usually during matinees. I'm not going during peak times. I don't know if I would go during peak times unless it's like a date night with the wife or something like that. But we're not getting all that kind of stuff. We're getting 1 large popcorn, sharing 1 large soda. There's still something about it. It's still exciting to go see a movie in the movie theater. Maybe it's nostalgia. I don't know. It's not the same watching it at home. I mean, it's cool watching it at home. Like, there's certain movies it'll be like I forgot what comedian it was, but he's sitting there watching. Oh, this is gonna be a good one, and he's eating popcorn, and then he's like, "I'll
It
just
is
wait for
Dane
that to
Cook.
come out." Is it Dane Cook?
Yeah, I was
okay.
watching the
I'll
preview.
just, I'll just wait for this to come out on, come
Yeah.
out on DVD. I think there's certain movies like we'll get into. I want to get into the state of the movies, the state of Hollywood, or is that what we're kind of getting into right
We're
now?
kind of getting into that now, yeah.
Okay. I think there's certain movies but
like the
also
focus.
Hollywood's getting smart again. They're not putting a lot of stuff just streaming now. That everything that's got to go to the movie theater, and they know you're going to go and pay, and then it's going to go, like you said, it's going to go right to. It's going to go to streaming. First, it's going to go. You can rent it for $20.
Yeah.
Or buy it for $20, and then it's going to go to streaming. It's going to go to HBO Max, Paramount, wherever wherever it's going to go.
Yeah.
For instance, I know the Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out, the new Mortal Kombat movie. I watched a couple trailers for that today because it happened to pop up in my newsfeed.
Me too. Yeah.
I'll probably go see that in the movie theater because I want to see that movie. I don't want to wait for it to come out. But I'm gonna go during Saturdays because I'm gonna be a cheapskate or go $2 Tuesdays when they do it, or over here. So
yeah, I mean, I think my issue is, and this is like happening. I would say this is like the last even 6-7 years. We're talking like pre-2020, everything else. What was really bothering me in movies was this all of a sudden trend, and I say it probably started in 2017, 2018, where everybody, I think it probably started about the same time you could start reserving seats and all that stuff. And you have what bothered me was I could not go to a movie anymore unless I could find an empty theater in the middle of the day. I have to miss work or something for it. But any movie I went to, I was so tired of sitting next to somebody who would show up in their pajamas, eating like loud bags of chips that they brought in, and on their phone the entire time. I couldn't. That was my normal movie experience. That turned me off so many times, all the time. That distracts me. So if someone's on their phone, it doesn't sound like an old man again, but these young whippers, they're up like 16, 17-year-old kids. I had one guy, I think it was when I was watching specifically Avengers Infinity War. I remember next to me, this kid was taking phone calls, like literally talking, and he tried to be like quiet, but I can't really talk. I'm in the movie theater, but it's like you're just as loud, and it was so that was happening all the time, and that got to the point where I was getting so turned off that I wouldn't even go see a lot of movies unless it was like I was worried about if I knew I can avoid spoilers, I just wait. I'm not gonna go because I got used to just watching them at my house. I don't have like a crazy sound system or anything, but I have I have surround sound speakers, or just whatever, they're there. It's enough. It scratches the itch. Like, is it movie quality? Of course not. But it has a surround sound. Big TVs now are very common. So you get a small enough room, a big TV is pretty big. So it's just it's one of those things where there's very few things where I feel like I miss out if I don't see it in the theaters. And that's kind of where I'm at. It's just, especially now with the price on top of it, it's like, geez, so like there's a few things like, one of the things I found in the last few years that I do like in the summer is I've been doing the drive-in movies with the family. Those are usually cheaper.
Okay. Yeah.
Bring your own snacks. I like to just be able to sit outside. People, I find it's less distracting because you're separated from other people. They're doing their own thing. And I've been having a good time of that. But yeah, in theaters, it's just like, first off, most theaters I've been to in the last few years are with my own kids, and that's annoying enough. So instead of with other kids, because they can barely sit through a movie half the time. But I think, I think in terms of like just the going to the theaters, between price and how quickly streaming comes out and how the quality is, I'm very torn. Like, there's very few movies, like I was a Marvel fan through and through, and I don't think I've cared to see. I just saw Thunderbolts because it was streaming last week. I was like, I had all plans to go in the theater for it. It's just like it came. I didn't really have the time. I was saying to myself, it's like, it'll be streaming soon, and it was. I was able to avoid a lot of the spoilers. I watched it, and I'm not mad I missed it in theaters. But yeah, so it's just that's kind of where I'm at.
No, I hear you. I like I said, it's. I don't. Once again, I've been to I've been to the big movie theater over there in North Haven, and it hasn't been as packed I don't know if people are still going at night, like during prime time. Like every time I've gone, it's always been during the day. Like we went to go see Lilo and Stitch, it was during the day. Went to go see Karate Kid Legends during the day. Minecraft is during the day, and it was even school break during that time. Minecraft was, but also we saw Minecraft after the whole like debacle with like the chicken jockey and you know, like so nobody wild out or anyone went crazy. I think because it was out of everyone's system pretty much at that time. But I mean, I hear you, but that I mean that's everywhere you go. People are just so like inconsiderate of everyone else, and you know everyone does their own thing. You know,
it's funny. The chicken. That's a perfect example. Exactly. We watched it in theaters. It wasn't. It was fine. I said, but if that came, I think it was right before the stuff happened. But I'd be so mad if that was happening in the theater I was watching it. Because it's like, it's just shut up and let me watch the movie, you know? And even more so now, it was just one of those things where it's like, I don't want to sound like such a tight one, but it's like, I paid $100 for my kids and us to be here. Be quiet. I don't want you disrupting it. Isn't like, you know, back in the day when a movie was just a distraction and it was cheap enough to be just that. Fine, maybe I'll accept it more. But now it's like, I had to save up for 2 weeks to see this movie, so cut the shit.
There's a saying, Milo, if it's too loud, you're too old.
Yeah, so...
I mean, but I hear you. I know it is loud, and I think it is because we were those teenagers once. But I think maybe I'm wrong. When we were teenagers, I know we went out. We went out with a bunch of our friends to the movies a lot. Like that was our thing to do because, granted, it was a hell of a lot cheaper back when we were younger. But that's what we would do, right? And I don't think we were that. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had some friends that were idiots and were saying stuff, or you know, but I don't think we were as disrespectful to everyone. I remember like sitting next to, I forgot who was sitting next to us or something. They'd be like, "Yo, turn off your phone."
But even then, those times, not to date us, but our phones couldn't do much. We really wouldn't be, you know, now we couldn't. We'll surf the internet on our phones that day. You're basically
it took you 2 minutes to send a text because you had to hit all the letters.
So that was it. Yeah, and kids say they don't understand the pain of pushing 4 times to get an M. One thing I'll say now, I'll counterbalance it. So my counter argument for my own argument is the one thing now I do miss is certain things like. One of the most unforgettable things in my entire life, as a cinemaphile, I think the term is a movie lover, is seeing Avengers Endgame in theaters where everyone cheered when Captain America picked up the hammer. You know? So it's like, I miss that. You don't get that at home. So there is a side, you know, you good and the bad. It's so funny. To this day, 6 years later, I'll still look up movie reactions to like that so you can see like the theater reaction. It's like, it gives me the chills. You know, and when I watch the movie on my own, it's like I'm getting, I would say, get emotional from not from the movie, but because I remember what it was like. Everyone going,
the reaction,
yeah. So I miss that, but I feel like that's so far in between now. So few far in between because most people, you know, last time going to a movie, they're just not paying attention. They don't care. They're there because it's a cool place to, you know, chill out.
I mean, it's come so far. Like that is a great piece of cinema history, like him picking that up. You know, Chris Evans gonna live in immortality in that one scene, like a lot of these like a lot of the other scenes, like Russell Crowe in Gladiator when he takes off the helmet and turns and does that whole monologue. I mean, we've gone from that, like picking up the hammer on your 6, like everyone cheering, to chicken jockey.
Exactly.
It's like, come on, like seriously. Like don't get me wrong, I like the Minecraft movie and I think it was fun, but I mean, that's not like, you know, in 100 years, people are going to be like, Minecraft movie was the greatest movie ever made.
Do you remember when he said chicken jockey? I almost peed my pants. And I agree. I think there's also just a diminishing return in Hollywood these days. I feel like there's just not a lot of good stuff coming. It's either all rehashes, remakes. It's just there's no original ideas anymore. It's like no movie production company wants to take a risk anymore. They want the surefire bet. You know, I'm hoping Disney's failures with, like, you know, trying to push Snow White, and even Lilo and Stitch. I think I underperformed a lot. Like, I hope they're finally getting the hint. Like, we want new stuff. Stop just rehashing things. I said a couple episodes ago, I told you how I saw How to Train Your Dragon, and it was just like, that was a worthless movie for live action. It took all the magic that the animated one had and added nothing new. So I know some people were upset with the casting. I don't even care about that. I just care the fact that it was just another thing that it was like while I'm watching it, I'm picturing the cartoon because it was like scene for scene, literally the cartoon version, and it's like the cartoon was better. It was just you can't do things in live action that you could do in with just CGI animated movies. So yeah, so that's my rant on the movies. I remember coming from a time when the two things you would do for a cheap night out was either bowling or a movie, and now neither of those are cheap.
Neither are cheap now. No,
Yeah,
nothing's really. What is cheap nowadays? I mean, look at the cost of eggs. You can't even make hard boiled eggs. It's the best thing you can eat, and it's cheap and it's filling. You're better off getting McDonald's at this point.
God, even that is rough. A Big Mac meal is $12 now. It's like, come on. We won't go too far into the economics, but it's crazy. I mean, the other thing too is talking about movies is the state of ownership. Even nowadays, most people aren't buying Blu-rays. First of all, that's the streaming comes out sooner than Blu-rays and DVDs. So if you do want to see it at home, you got to stream it. And then now, it's coming to light, and a lot of people, it was always this way. It's not like a change, but now it's coming to light that most of these services don't say you own the movie. You're buying the license to use it from them. So if next year they don't want to have that movie on the server anymore, even though you bought it, there's nothing you could do. So there's a lot of this, you catch the vibe online about, if you can't, that one, I love this line. You always see this on all the forums, but it's like, if I don't own the movie, then piracy is not stealing. And to some level, it's like, I kind of agree. That's why piracy is up big time, for these movies, because it's incredibly easy to do. I saw somewhere where it was like, in a world where like piracy becomes cheaper and easier, it's going to thrive. And that's the way it is. It's cheaper to pirate movies because even if you pay for it, it's not always free. I know you have to use a certain, dark web services. It costs money, but it is far cheaper, and it's much easier. These other companies, they are, if I'm paying, like you said, $20 for a digital movie that I don't even own, I have the rights to use, that's not owning. I'm renting it just for an indefinite period. So it becomes a moral, like an ethical thing here. Like, is it piracy for taking? Because there's a certain level of, I can't guarantee, even video games, right? I stopped buying the digital versions of stuff because I said, my lazy ass, I'm like, I like it being digital. I can just load up the game and go. But then I'm thinking to myself, it's like I'm looking at my old consoles that still have physical media, and I'm thinking if I want to go back and play, a Nintendo Switch game 20 years from now, if it's not online anymore, I don't have the game. I bought it digitally once. If it's not, so it's like I stopped. So I started.
That's interesting. That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you can go back and play any Nintendo, Sega Genesis, any game you have because the CD or cartridge is still going to work. But 20 years from now, even PS3 game. PS3 is when that's the generation that started moving over. There's plenty of PS3 games I bought digitally. Can't get them anymore. My PS3 hard drive changed out. I can't. They don't offer them to download anymore. I don't have them. I don't own them. I own the right of somewhere on a server that doesn't exist anymore. So
wow,
it's just that's the world's coming to it. It's like these companies hold these movies and games hostage, and you pay for the right to access them that they have no guarantee will ever be around. If Amazon goes belly up tomorrow, not that it's likely, but if it goes belly up tomorrow or decides to sell off its video library, you don't have that movie anymore. And it's not like you get a refund. It's like, no, we told you, you don't own it. You have the rights as long as it's on our server. So it's crazy. So
it is crazy, but I just sort of want to we went to the library the other day, and they still have the DVDs there. And, like my littlest one's like, when I was like, oh, this movie, it's like, it's on Disney. They want this one. That's on Netflix. We want this one. This one's like, what are we getting? He ended up getting Kung Fu Panda, and it's like, we have that one too, but like, I mean, once again, it's the library, so it's free, so it's not like we're paying money, but it's just like,
no.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it is funny. It's like, well, screw it then. Cancel your streaming service and your kid will be happy just to go to the library and pick out a movie. And that's something else that's lost, Do you remember how cool it was growing up, going to Blockbuster and picking out a game or a movie for the weekend?
Now, or we're dating ourselves now at this point. But yeah, no, it was cool. That's the thing on social media. It's like, what was better? It's Friday night. You got your friends are over. You've rented 2 movies from Blockbuster. A pizza's on its way. The life doesn't get any better.
Yeah. There was something to that, and it was like I think it was, there's a few comedians talk about it, but I know Gary Goldman's one of them, but he talks about just like, you had to get there. All the good movies were always taken, so you had to go there and get the crap because when you had to get. I remember Blockbuster had the rain date thing. It's like if you just what I used to do. It was funny because Blockbuster's policy was if you wanted a new release and they didn't have it, you would tell them and you get it you guarantee a release, or I think it was free or discount later, because that was the thing. Their guarantee was they always had new movies in. So what I used to do was I would look at all the new movies that were out and just say I wanted to get these, and I used to get free movies because like when they came in, even though I had no interest in getting them that night, I just looked to get it. But yeah, they used to have that because it was like a real thing, like getting there to look at, see what was there. And yeah, I miss that. I feel like kids miss that. There's now with, streaming, you can, you could, yes, they do. You're forced to watch what you had. That's the other thing too. So you were forced, and now it's like, oh, I streamed something on Disney. I don't like it. I'll switch to something else. Like they get instant gratification. Don't have to deal with like consequences of picking something they may not like, or forcing themselves to watch it and maybe find out they do like it. It's like, so, that was it. Like, back in our day, if you rented a game or a movie and didn't like it in 2 hours, tough noogies. You were going to Blockbuster that night and getting another one.
Imagine what the world would have been like if Blockbuster didn't make the mistake when they were offered Netflix.
Yeah.
What would it have been?
Yeah, I know. They didn't.
Would we still have Netflix in the streaming generation, or would we still have the video stores? That's the question. That's what I always wonder.
Streaming would still have happened. That was inevitable. It was just too easy to put these things online, and that's. What's funny though? I was shocked to hear that Netflix still does do mail Blu-rays and DVDs. Yeah, so there's still people that take advantage of that, and I'll even accept that. Like that's
Redbox
fine.
is a thing of the past too. There used to be a Redbox, like you used to be able to. They're not even there anymore.
Yeah, it's funny. Redbox. Yeah, isn't it now a streaming service, and Redbox is streaming as well.
I think it's a streaming service. Everything's going to streaming. There's no more like you don't really go get DVDs anymore in a place. So
we basically gave up ownership of this media for convenience. It's like that's what happened. So it's like, yep, I don't. It's like what happened to our I know you had one impressive bookshelf of DVDs and Blu-rays.
I still have them. They're still here. I still got them all. And every once in a while, like we had to revert back to it when I forgot, was it AT&T or Frontier didn't work. We had to go back. We had to go back to the Stone Age and put it up on a DVD.
Yeah. It was like you were carving on tablets again. Yeah, no, and I've done that too. When the power outages we had for some storm, we had a generator, we had no service, so I threw a Blu-ray into the PlayStation. We were watching movies. So it's just I don't know. I think it's just something weird where it's just now everything is intangible, and I say too, it costs more. So Blu-rays back in the day were like $19, DVDs were like 16, and it's like now this purely digital, which costs them nothing to produce because there's nothing to produce. They don't have to. There's no manufacturing. Costs more. So
$20.
If anything, it should be cheaper because now you don't have to buy anything. They don't have to make anything. It's all profit on their part.
But it is true. It's like I remember Minecraft came out and it's like buy it for $20. Literally 2 weeks later. That's why I don't buy digital stuff anymore because like in a couple weeks, like as much as I want to see it again, in a couple weeks it's going to be available streaming.
Yeah,
like for free because I pay because I'm an idiot and I pay for all the services. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. That's the thing. It's tough not to. That's the other thing. We're going into this hole of streaming where back in the day you just needed Netflix and everything. Now you're going back to. Pretty soon, you mark my words. Cable's going to come back around because cable will be the answer of.
There are people are talking about that. It's cheaper to actually have cable and get movies than to watch everything because everything you can't get this there. You can't get the My wife and I have to decide, like, all right, what do you watch? Oh, you want to watch MTV? All right, so we need this and that. Oh, CB, we need that. It's like, I don't want to watch this, and I don't watch. And you have to have each streaming service for everything. People are like, oh, did you see the show? No, it's on Apple Plus. I don't have Apple Plus. Oh, well, do you want to see this show? Oh, it's on Paramount Plus. I don't have that either. So it's like,
It's really, I just, I don't know what the solution's going to be, but something's got to give. Like the state of, the future of entertainment is gonna have to change somehow because everything's too expensive. And like I would love for movies to make a real good resurgence. Start lowering the price again. Make people come back to the theater. Make it affordable. Make it fun again. It's feel like now. Once again, I'm bitter sitting in that seat paying all this money for a ticket. So it's like if I'm distracted by someone who's being an a-hole. I don't want, it's like I paid good money for this ticket. I'm not happy about spending that much money just to have the movie, destroyed for me, ruined for me. So I don't know. That was my rant for the state of the movie world as it that really grinds
I,
my gears.
I mean, yeah, one crazy thing, and I know, like, once again, it's dating us, and I was thinking about that when we were getting ready to record the podcast. Like, I know we were going to kind of touch on the state of the movies, and just going and thinking about, like, we were talking about De Niro and, like, these great actors, like, all these guys, like, I don't know if you've seen it on social media. I know you're not, like, really on social media all that much, but there's these things now where, because, like, this, like, de-ager, or like the aging, like, you can reverse it.
Yeah.
And they do, like, they play, like, it's Forever Young. They play the song, I forgot who sings, it's an updated version of it, but now they show, like, movies that came out in, like they'll do, like, Kill Bill or something like that, and they'll show, like, Uma Thurman, and, like, they'll age Uma Thurman back when it came out versus now, and it's like 50, or they'll do, like, I know they did it for Top Gun, and they said, like, R.I.P. Val Kilmer and stuff like that, and it's like, I felt like this day was coming like, it wouldn't be here right now, but seeing, like, all these actors get older, and I think we touched on it on one podcast, like, even Brad Pitt, who was young when he started, like, getting older, like, all these action stars, even De Niro, I love De Niro, and he was amazing. He's getting older, like, he's doing movies now. He just did one, where he played two characters. It was a mob movie, and it was panned, and it's like De Niro, who is this Oscar-nominated actor, is, like, playing two people, and he's getting panned, and he's just trying to make but it's just sad to see, like, some of these things up. But I guess it happened to our parents too, like the older generation, those actors getting old.
We're definitely hitting the age for people we grew up with. I mean, think of the 90s. Jim Carrey, he's semi-retired now. He's done. I mean, it's just I agree. Any action star we could think of is over the hill. And I can't connect with these younger actors that they're mumbling.
Well, that's what I mean. They're coming out and they're like, this now coming in fall, starring, I mean, I don't know. I know who Timothy Chalamet is, but now starring Timothy Chalamet is, it's like, all right, it's Timothy Chalamet. I don't know, I don't know.
Well, it's funny you did the movie voice, because I feel like no one knows what that is anymore either these days.
Well, they don't do it anymore. Yeah.
No.
Did you see the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 where they did, like, they made it like almost like an 80s, 90s action film with Johnny?
Yeah.
It's like uncaged, and it's like in a world where,
Yep, it was great. So someone made a comment. It was like Carl Urban played Doom Guy, something else, and like Johnny Cage, like he's playing every, like, video game character, like he's like a video game god, like he was actually, if you told me he was going to be playing Johnny Cage, I would have been like, nah, I don't know about that, but after seeing it's great. He looks great as Johnny Cage.
Do you like him as Johnny Cage?
I do.
I love Carl Urban. I do. Like, I loved him in The Boys. Like, I loved him in Doom. I think he's great. I think for some of it is just, I know for some of the action sequences, I know it's CGI, I know it's stunts, but I just feel like it's like Chuck Norris trying to do karate right now. We know he's 60 years old, and I don't expect him to do a split or do a flip. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I will say it plays good, because in this movie he's supposed to be on the older side. He's over the hill, so I'm okay with that.
Okay, all right.
He is like he's playing like in his prime Johnny Cage. He's playing like, they talk about, like, in the full trailer, talk about how the movies are, like, slipping now, and he's getting older, and nobody cares about his movie, because someone's like, oh, I remember your movie in the 90s, it was great, like someone said it. So, like, he's supposed to look like an older Johnny Cage. But I think the movie looks good. Baraka looked awesome.
Yeah, Baraka did look awesome. That just reminded me, I don't know if I ever told you this story. We're talking about, like, older movies and stuff like that, and, like, they say don't meet your heroes, or so I had the opportunity to meet Brendan Fraser.
Oh wow.
So
how,
I saw him
recent, or like
this was just I think it might have just been prior to COVID. It was like that Halloween before COVID.
Okay.
So it was like 2019. So we're at an event, and I saw him, and it's like one of those things where you go over. I love Brendan Fraser. I thought he was great, and, like, growing up, we saw him in so many movies, and he's You want to go over and say something to him. So finally I get the opportunity, I get balls enough to go up and say like, hey, I'm a huge fan, loved your movies. Thank you. He's like, oh yeah, what movies were your favorite? I loved Encino Man, Airheads, like, The Mummy. He's like, oh, those are some older movies. I'm like, like, dude,
man.
He's like, I didn't. Oh yeah, no, he was cool. He was very cool, very genuine guy, very nice guy. But the bubble got burst because I thought he'd be more excited. Like I'm sure he hears it all the time. But I was like, I think he was wanting me to see, like, I don't know what he was coming out with at that time, but it was just.
I mean, that was, to be fair, in that time he was definitely not. He was having hard times getting roles. Like, it wasn't until The Whale or whatever a couple years ago.
The Whale, yeah. But he was, it was, I don't know why it kind of burst my bubble a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know what I was expecting, but.
Maybe he, maybe take it as a compliment. Maybe he thought you were younger than you were and that you were too young to know those movies.
Yeah.
To me, the Airheads and Encino Man, those are great. Like, and The Mummy, that's my, I hate to say it. This is going to be a hot take. I'm good at these for the show, but there's a certain part of me that appreciates his character in The Mummy more than Indiana Jones. I said it.
I mean, Rick O'Connell is awesome, but great. Really better than Indiana Jones.
I don't know, but it's this way. I wouldn't say overall better. I'm not gonna say he's better, but I'd say there's high parts of the Mummy series with him in it that beat the low parts of Indiana Jones for me. I'll say that. I think like he put the best and the best together. Like, I was arguing with Indiana Jones, but he was just a really cool, modernized like version of Indiana Jones for me. That's why I liked it. Like, obviously he's more of the gunslinging action hero more than the archaeologist with a whip. But yeah, I think in my head, like, I really. The first Mummy movie is really high up there for me. I like that movie a lot.
The first Mummy movie is amazing. It's funny that you say the New Age. That if you're looking at timeline and realistic timeline, Indiana Jones is actually after Brendan Fraser's character in the Mummy. But
you mean like in the time period of the movie or
time period of the movie? Yeah. If you're going by actual recorded history, if we're Indiana Jones is more like just prior, like 1935, like maybe Brendan Fraser was actually like 1920 actually. So it's kind of funny.
I can't remember. There was something. Was he in World War I or in the movie?
No, he was. It was more like the French Foreign Legion. He was in like the Foreign Legion.
That's what it was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's funny. Yeah. His character was cool.
No, he is cool. Rick O'Connell was cool. Like that movie, there's some classic lines in that movie, classic scenes. The Mummy was a cool character. Like those were like, that's one again, cinematic masterpiece that you're going to try to recreate and you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So we're getting to the point. No, we're good. I think we're at a good point. One thing I think we should talk about quick is, what's next for our podcast. So we talked about a couple of things coming up. We had a merch store that we're still working on. We're going to launch hopefully by the end of this month, July. And so people could buy some shirts, some other items, things like that. Support the podcast. Also, there's some cool designs that me and you are working on and things like that. So that's something I definitely I'm looking forward to. Next is we are building our set to be able to do a video podcast, a video YouTube show. And I know you've already teased a little bit of our backdrop for the show on Instagram. We have a nice light up sign and things we're going to use. But I think, in terms of, the segments we have or anything else, is there anything you'd want to change or modify going forward or get rid of, or do you think we stay the course for now? Or
I think it's tough. I know we've gotten feedback from people that listen to the podcast, and it's I think it's tough because I think we just start talking. And I think for some people, I think like that's what a podcast is. I mean, it's two people talk. It's two people or one person talking, having a dialogue. I think I think going forward, I think we should focus on, we can talk about the movies, talk about just give it a recap. But I think
Pretty
like going through it and let
informative.
people really go and see it, and we just do our takes on it, I think would be cool, just to like pace it up a little bit. But I love our barometer. I love our intros. I
Yeah.
love like the scene. I love like guess each other's favorite scenes. I think
Yeah.
that's cool. And I know like a lot of people love like the games and stuff like that. We can start incorporating maybe some more like fun games, like even maybe in one of our normal podcasts, instead of doing just a game one, maybe doing some stuff like that, I think would be cool. So
I like that, yeah, because also it gives people at home a chance to kind of play along with us for especially any kind of guessing or trivia stuff. And yeah, no, I agree. I think I definitely like more. I like to do more either segments of games or a couple more episodes of games and stuff we do. When we get to the video format, we'll be able to do some more fun stuff. One of the things I would really, really like to do when we get to YouTube and hopefully we get a following, I would love to do a watch along, like a live viewing. So people
that'd be
can
cool.
join the live with us and you can see our reactions to movies we watch and stuff, or we can chat with people. That's one of the things I really want to get into. And so hopefully that'll happen soon, because once we start doing lives, it gives us a chance to really connect with people, and I like that. It's to be off the cuff.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, I want people to like to connect, like watch movies and stuff like that. And I do want people to start like, because we're watching movies that we love, which is awesome. But I want people to feel like they have a say in it too, and like some suggestions, movies, things like that. Like I hope people will start doing that a little bit more, because I want to, like, there's some movies that I haven't seen that some people, like I said, to each his own, right?
Yeah.
And I know there's some movies that I'm thinking of people that like love like horror movies and things like that, like getting some different genres of good movies that maybe we haven't seen, some suggestions of movies that we would be like, we'd never watch that and be like, no, it's really good, you have to watch it for X, Y, and Z, and then like talk about it. So
I actually, it's funny. I was talking to some people. I know there's a couple movies that came up that I've never seen either of these, and I know the person that talked to me about it thought it'd be interesting for us to tackle. One of them being Death to Smoochie. I never saw that.
Okay, yeah, Edward Norton, yeah.
I've heard that. Robin Williams, yeah, Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
And the other one, as it's what it is Brokeback Mountain. I never saw it, and I know a lot of people. It'd be an interesting take.
Really? Okay.
That could be.
I don't know how to quit you, but okay.
Exactly. That's the only line I know about it.
Yeah.
But I've been told it's a really good movie. And
I mean, it won an Academy Award, so I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah. I just can't picture, the Joker falling in love with Mysterio, but who am I to judge?
I mean,
because he was the Joker and Mysterio was Jake Gyllenhaal.
I got the joke.
Okay, I could have said Roadhouse. Roadhouse. But yeah, no, I agree. I think it'd be fun to have that kind of interaction with people and have us suggest movies, because there's gonna be movies that we're gonna be biased to what we choose. And I am perfectly okay with getting sent out of my comfort zone to watch a movie that I wouldn't have normally picked to watch.
Yeah.
So the only thing, so I think we'll start wrapping up. The only thing I want to bring to everyone's attention is in episode 2, there was a huge issue with when we had to pick a team of bodyguards to fight each other. I wanted to bring to attention that you are disqualified, and I automatically won that because I said no comic book heroes and you said Hellboy. I want that to go on record that you slung it by me in the episode, and I didn't really catch it till after I was editing it.
I feel like I should win it because you didn't catch it, and you're a huge comic book guy, and that's on you. That's not my fault.
I was too busy listening to you and honoring and respecting what your choice is until I realized you weren't following the rules. I'm just saying. So Hellboy.
Listen, it was an honest mistake. It was an honest mistake.
Yeah, and I corrected it, so we're all set. I won. So next time we do a round, you'll pay attention to the rules, and we'll have a fun, fair.
Okay. All right.
Game.
All right. Okay.
All right. So, do you know any movies we're going to be? Do you have anything you maybe want to do in the next few episodes we can look forward to?
I think we should do. Summer's coming. Summer's slowly, unfortunately, coming to an end.
Okay.
But I mean, I think we should definitely do. A couple blockbusters. I know one I think we want to do is Heat.
Yeah.
We should do Heat, which is once again a classic. I also think like to be honest with you, you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to kind of getting into like more of like the seasonal type movies because my favorite holiday is Halloween. And we're getting into, we're going to be getting into spooky season soon and doing maybe some either classic horror movies or some older horror movies.
That'll be good. I haven't seen a lot of those. I mean, listen, I never saw Scream, original Scream.
What?
Yeah, I know. I have seen, Friday the 13th and then Nightmare on Elm Street. So I've seen the classics, but I never saw. I know Scream's a big one. I never saw that one.
You should, yeah. We need to do Scream, but even like some fun, like we could even do it fun. We can do like Hocus Pocus. I mean,
yeah,
that's a classic.
The muck.
The muck.
The only movie Sarah Jessica Parker was very attractive as far as I'm concerned. Everything else looks like a foot. No. So yeah, no, I think so yeah, I'm down for that. So if you want to take us out with one of your catchphrases, 10th episode, don't screw it up. You know what you're gonna say?
10th episode. Which one do I want to use? I think I'm gonna go with the old classic, love love the movies watched. I can't even remember. I don't have my script in front of me. Holy crap, it's so bad.
Watch the movies you love and love the movies that you watch.
Love the movies that you watch. Jesus, my catchphrase. I couldn't even remember it. You know it better than I do. This has been fun though. This has just been fun just having a conversation. So
agreed. And I guess we'll keep you around for another 10 episodes.
Another 10, yeah. We'll see what we can do. Get to the 20th.
And we'll see where we'll take it. We'll reassess.
Have a great night or day, everyone, depending on what part of the world you're living in.
Agreed. See ya.
Later.